Can you hear me now?
Hang on. It's gonna take a second.
Let's start over, shall we? What a shitty little fan thing. Hey guys, it's Ghost Queen, starting over. Wayne wasn't listening, I guess, from the beginning, and I didn't know there was no audio. Oh my god, I'm telling you, the streaming is not going well for me lately. Let me look at the chat. Oh my god. Oh, and M. Rose, you were trying to tell me, and I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm so sorry. Thank you for doing my boyfriend's job. You're lovely. I might have to send you a free gift. Anyway, hey guys, it's Ghost Queen. Let me start over. And I've been rambling on. So it's late night. Usually I do my streams a little bit earlier than this. This is much later for me, but hey, it's Saturday night. I really wanted to do a live stream. I normally always live stream on Saturday nights. Now, I'm way out of my usual pattern, my usual schedule, because everything has been crazy for me for months. I was packing, I was moving, I moved, then Wayne and I got back together. It's just been like nonstop craziness, I feel like, for months. So I'm not really on a great schedule at the moment. I promise you I will get there. I will get back to it, okay? You know, my goal for this year was to stream every day. That absolutely hasn't happened, but hey, we're working on it. I wanted to stream or have a video up every single day. And pandemic, all sorts of craziness in my life and in the world has led to that not happening. However, that is still the goal that I do sort of strive toward, even if I don't always make it there. So, this is going to be a late night stream. Don't know if we'll get a lot of people in the chat, but either way, you can watch it on replay if you're not up with me this late tonight. Saturday night, it's hotter than Hades here in New Orleans. It's very muggy. It's very humid. You will see me dabbing at my sweat throughout the stream. I'm going to be looking at my phone for chat because the laptop's a little bit far away from me. Welcome, Chosen One. And how are you doing tonight, M. Rose? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for trying to alert me to no audio. So, starting over. Drinking a Coke. Mm. Oh my God, when it's this hot, it's just so nice to have a really cold drink. So, I biked like 8 miles today, so I'm kind of energized. And I went shopping at TJ Maxx. I'm fairly convinced TJ Maxx was created by Satan himself. I cannot get out of that store. It's insane. I left Wayne at home. I rode my bike there because he hates going into these stores with me because he has no patience for it. I poke, okay? And I had planned on going to 3 stores in this complex. Didn't happen. I didn't even get all the way through TJ Maxx, okay? I'm a shopper and I poke. So I got a couple of things, didn't go crazy, but that was fun. It was fun just to go shopping. I did have to have a mask on the whole time. I'm not fond of wearing the masks, okay? As someone with Asperger's, I have sensory issues as it is. Don't like wearing masks. It makes me feel very kind of claustrophobic and like I can't breathe. And I'm constantly having to pull it away from my face so I feel like I can get some air in. I don't feel like I can breathe with those masks on. Now, we do have a few different masks. I'll show you. We picked up a couple of masks, cloth ones that are sort of like handmade. In actually a vape shop we went into in Metairie, and they're cute. They're faux designer. I got a fake Louis Vuitton one, okay? I'm actually going to pick some of these up for my kids because I think they'll love them. But I went in there the other day and they didn't have a huge selection, but I got the woman's card who makes these. So I am going to contact her and see if she'll make some more for my kids. And I might get some for some friends as well. This is a fake Gucci one, okay? I actually found this on Bourbon Street. I took it home and washed it, but it's got a Baphomet on it, which I thought was really cute. So Wayne and I kind of share this one. I don't know where it came from. Like I say, I found it on the sidewalk on Bourbon Street. So yeah, and then I have like a plain cloth black one I also found on the street. Took it home, washed it. So we have a few cloth ones. We have several of the N95s. We have several of just the plain ones that we've picked up here and there. We have a very large mass selection. But I'm gonna say, not crazy about wearing them. So anyway, I comply if I have to, but I do think it's a little bit interesting. They can't force you to wear a mask. It does violate your rights, and this is now a legal issue they're starting to talk about in the news. But we're not going to get into that in too much detail tonight. Just mentioning it. If you really have a problem wearing the mask because of some sort of, like me, maybe psychological reason or medical reason, if you have asthma and you feel like you can't breathe with the mask on or whatever it is, they really can't force you to wear the mask. They can't arrest you. I mean, I suppose they can, but it's not going to really go anywhere. They'll lose in court because it's violating your civil rights. So just know that, okay? Anyway, moving along. So, what I was rambling on about before I realized I didn't have any sound was I did do a live stream the other morning when I was having my coffee, and it got struck. Now, I think I've only had one other video struck in the years that I've been on YouTube. I very rarely have videos that get struck. Just people don't strike my channel, you know. I guess what happened was, now, most of the live stream, I was discussing disorder, and, you know, he loves to make videos about me. He's very nasty, and he made one recently. And again, he was pretty nasty. So I was briefly discussing that. So I assumed it was him that struck my video down. He claims it wasn't him that struck the video, and I actually do believe him. It probably wasn't him, because I had a little think about it, and I did mention two other people, I believe. Well, I mentioned a few different people, but there was someone who I mentioned his full name. So I have a feeling it was probably that individual who struck my live stream. I'm sort of shocked that he even knew I was discussing him. I very rarely have ever even mentioned him. I don't know if I've ever mentioned him before in a video. This may have been the first and only time I've ever mentioned him. I certainly don't focus on him. So but there was a lot of drama recently about him. He was arrested, a lot of drama. There were other paranormal YouTubers discussing it. Sure, you know who I'm talking about. MS. Okay? Just use the initials so he can't strike my live stream again. I'm not going to get into that too much. If I talk about that, I'm going to do it another time, because I don't want to get too all over the place tonight. I got to keep focused to some extent. So, we'll talk about that another time. What I am going to talk about briefly is disorder. Disorder of insignificance. And even he admits I come up with these great little names for him. Now, all right, he and I, you have to understand, like, our relationship, if you want to call it that, our acquaintance goes way back, like way back. You know, he started in the paranormal YouTube community because he was a fanboy of Mortis the Wizard. He used to listen to Mortis in his cab when he worked, and well, when he drove a cab. This is going way, way, way back, and I guess he just made a video, a fanboy video, and that's how he came into the community. And I was good friends with Shannon, Mortis, and I watched him get to where he is today. Um, I always had a few criticisms of him, and he does not take criticism well. He's quite happy to dish it out. He can't take it very well. And the thing is that I don't care for him, but I don't have the hate and disdain for him that I feel he has toward me. I don't know why he is quite as hostile as he is towards me, but he's always been that way. Um, like I say, I just don't feel that he likes if anybody vocally expresses any kind of criticism towards him. And he tries to smack it down, and if it pops back up and he doesn't have control over it, he doesn't like that at all. I've noticed this, okay? Um, you know, he was very good at kind of getting a lot of people to like him and think he's a really sweet, nice guy. I have always seen a different side to him, and I just don't think he's genuine. You know, he talks so much about how genuine he is, and that's why people love him, because he's so genuine. Well, I don't think he's all that genuine. I think a lot of what he does is a false persona, it's an act. You know, I think he's very emotionally manipulative, and I think his goal from the get go was to do exactly that, to emotionally manipulate people with his sob story that has gone on and on and on and on and on, so that people would do exactly what they have done, which is send him a lot of equipment, a lot of gifts, a lot of money, etc. You all know, he doesn't ask for anything. Well, yes, he does. And you can sort of hint, let's say. I remember when he first started hinting, let's call it, about a car, and I was like, oh my God, he's going to try and get his followers to buy him a vehicle. I can't believe it. He's going to do that. Now, look, I know a lot of people on YouTube do this. At the time, I really didn't. I really didn't know what went on in other communities. And at the time when Disorder started doing this, nobody was doing anything like that in the paranormal field on YouTube. It just wasn't happening. And I was like, whoa, I think this is a bad precedence to set. Because I see the paranormal community as being a vulnerable one. Because a lot of people who come to the paranormal come to it because they've lost people. They've lost family members or friends. And I see those people as being vulnerable. People who are grieving, they're vulnerable people. So I really didn't want to see that being a precedent that was set and accepted, because I felt like it was going to create a pathway for people to be able to take advantage of people. Did you see that? Is that a friggin' orb? Wayne, did you see that fucking orb? That was crazy. Did you see that, Wayne? That was a really bright orb. That was so cool. Anyway, I haven't seen one in a while, so that just made me excited to know that the spirits are here with me. Okay, so moving along. Um, it's a, these are vulnerable people. Wayne knows, he's been through that himself. He lost a very close family member. So I didn't. You have to understand, when I first started, you know, sort of piping up and saying, "Ooh, I don't like this. I don't like someone, I don't know what he calls it, shilling, or, essentially it's e-begging, okay?" And I didn't like to see it because I felt like this is a vulnerable community that could be easily taken advantage of. And it made me nervous. And I felt like if he started doing it and it became an accepted practice, that then you might have a lot more people coming into the community wanting to do the same thing. Get free stuff, get money, whose motives were wrong, not in the right place. And that's why I first started saying, I don't think this is a good idea. And of course, he was bullshit. Shocker. So that is primarily the reason why he never really liked me. And at the time, we didn't hate each other. I certainly didn't hate him. And I don't hate him now. I don't particularly care for him because I do think he's emotionally manipulative, and I have a whole list of reasons why I don't care for disorder. I think that he has sort of been the head of his little community. I've seen people in his community throughout the years do things that I didn't think was okay, I've seen Riley sort of express opinions about people, negative opinions, and then I watched his minions attack. And I never like when I see that happening with any YouTuber or anyone. It's getting an army to fight your battles. And he would never discourage that type of behavior. That was another thing I didn't like. And now I think this conversation is becoming more relevant because it is becoming a huge hot topic about, people in the online community that end up committing suicide because they feel bullied. Now, this is another issue I've spoken about for years, way back when. We're going years back now. This has got to be 5 years ago, maybe. There was someone in the paranormal community, a British gentleman, who was taking part in a live stream, I believe, with several people, quite a lot of different people. At the time, he was drinking and depressed and threatening to take pills, and there were people egging him on to do this. I heard about it. I was outraged. I made a video talking about it, about how shocking and just awful this was. Now, recently, I uploaded a video on my channel. You should go and check it out if you have any interest. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thanks for coming into the stream. And it talks about the psychology of why people on the internet can sort of disconnect and behave in a manner that they wouldn't in real life. I do think this is interesting. I think you should check it out. It does sort of help you to understand the whole troll and keyboard warrior mentality and why people are able to not have the empathy and compassion for their fellow human beings the way that they would in real life, why they can behave nastier, crueler. It explains it all, I think, in a very, very good way. So you should check it out if you're interested. Now, there was a woman in the Boyt. If you're familiar with the Boyt, Boyt stands for bottom of YouTube. It's a little community on YouTube, sort of, I guess, loosely connected to the drama community. Um, but there was a woman in Boyt who just committed, well, I don't know that she committed suicide. I shouldn't say that. It could have been maybe an overdose. I don't know. But this is not the first time these sorts of things have happened. You hear about it here and there. Every once in a while, somebody does commit suicide, and it is attributed to bullying. It happens in on the internet, on YouTube. It's a thing that happens. Okay, there was a whole bunch of drama surrounding Keemstar and a gentleman that also committed suicide. So I do have an interest in these sorts of things. Okay. I have a very maternal nature. I try to mother the world. It's part of who I am. And I care for people in general. And I don't like to see people bullied to the point where they're thinking about killing themselves. Now, the thing is, too, if you're a creator like me who's been doing this for years, you grow a very thick skin. You're going to get people that hate you on the internet. Not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to like you. I've had a lot of it, primarily because of my partner, and he has a crazy ex, and then I have a crazy ex, and all our crazy exes have gotten together, it seems, and we've had a lot of hate online. So, I have a particularly thick skin when it comes to this sort of thing. But even I can be affected by the hate sometimes. Look, no one is completely, you know, um, immune to this sort of thing. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how tough you are. Online hate, online bullying, it can affect anyone. It's certainly gotten to me at times, and I'm pretty tough. I have a pretty thick skin. So, oftentimes, if I see someone being bullied, especially if I see it happening repeatedly, I'll even put myself in the line of fire to get that person out of it, okay? I'd rather they come for me than somebody else. So, yeah, that's just a little aside. I've kind of gone off track a little bit about disorder. But anyway, so I do feel like he's a lot more emotionally invested in me than I am in him. And he gets very nasty, very hostile, very mean. He hits way below the belt, I think. Way more so than I do. I have criticized him. Maybe I've been a little nasty at times, but like I say, I think he takes it a lot farther than I do. And I'm just not going to sink to that level. I'm not going to get into a massive mud throwing contest with him. Just not going to happen. Now, you have to understand, he does make money off these videos. And people love to see the fight. They love to see the drama. And, he's got AdSense. He's got ads in the videos. And, his channel is monetized. I'm not monetized. I haven't even gotten to 1,000 subs yet. I've never bought subs. Most people have. I haven't. I just wanted to get to 1,000 organically. That's just me. I feel like if I bought subs to reach that point, I don't know, it feels like cheating to me. I just wanted to do it organically, and I'm almost there. So at this point, why buy them? I'll just get there naturally. I'm sure I'll get there. Just gotta keep plugging along. So, yeah, I'm not against being monetized. I'll probably be monetized once I can get to that level. Why not? Everybody else is doing it. If you can't beat them, join them. I don't think I'll ever be at Riley's level. He thinks I'm a hypocrite because I put in the description of my videos now that I'm accepting tips during the zombie apocalypse, which is affecting us all. The pandemic is affecting a lot of us as far as employment is concerned. But you don't see me up here begging. I've never even mentioned it. He mentions it more than I do. So, yeah, ever. I'm just not interested in the battle that he is. You know, I just saw a video by Rich Lux the other day, and he was like, "Oh, you want receipts? Here's your receipts." And that's what I'm saying to all these people. You want receipts? Here they are. I'm not that invested. I'm not invested the way that they are. You can either take my word or not. You can judge whether you think I'm being genuine and telling the truth, or you cannot believe me. It's up to you. I'm not that invested in what people think. Those people that are friends of mine and who know me, they know me. They know I'm an authentic person. They know I tell it like it is. I don't have to hide behind a troll account or any of that. I don't ever have a problem speaking my mind. I'm not a shrinking violet. So, one of the things I mentioned in my stream the other morning that did get struck down was the fact that Riley was saying that I should prove that, Scary Larry Moses committed suicide. No. I think it's so classless and tacky and offensive to my friend Raquel, Larry's daughter, and their family for you to even say something like that. No one's going to prove it. It's just disgusting that you would even say that. I mean, you must know that I would ask the family if it was okay for me to even share that before I shared it. I wouldn't have ever shared something like that without getting permission from the family to do so. So, yeah, nobody's going to be proving it. And this is how he sort of tries to get you to think about something else other than the real issue. And the real issue is that Zara, her name was on bank documents trying to scam Larry out of money. Now, like I say, I think it's pretty bold that she continues to show her face, and Glenn as well, because those two are thick as thieves. And anything they're doing together. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't have to prove anything. I've already made my videos. I've already stated my piece. I know the truth of the situation, and I'm never going to forget it, and I'm not going to forgive them. And I'm going to keep reminding everyone what they did, because I really loved Larry and I cared about him. He was a good friend, and I think that probably really hurt him, and it just really hurts me that that's what he had to experience at the end of his life, is the betrayal of people he thought were friends, especially in the paranormal field, which should be about spirituality, caring about each other when, people are having to go through tremendous loss. So, yeah, that's that. I don't really think I'm going to address anything else he said in his video. That's enough. I'm not going to do this forever back and forth. It's a waste of my time, my focus, my energy. So, that's that. Moving along. As far as I did mention also in that stream something about proving demons and let's just say MS because I'm pretty sure he's who struck me down. The one that had all the drama recently surrounding him getting arrested and all that. British gentleman. Um, I'm pretty sure he did strike me down for my live the other morning because I said his full name. That's probably how he was able to get me struck. Not going to get into all that. If I decide I want to talk about that, because now it's kind of old news, it's already passed. If I want to talk about that more, I'll do it another time. I'm not going to talk about that tonight. So what else do I have to share with you? I did take several days off because I whacked my head really hard. I believe I gave myself a concussion. Just in a silly way. I was trying to hold the dog back. She was trying to like jump on my neighbor, and I'm like trying to control her, the wild one, the little wild one, and I was bent over and I sort of like lifted my head up really fast and really hard, and I whacked my like temple forehead into the railing, and I had like a huge egg, and my neck was killing me, and I had a bad headache and probably had a little concussion there, but I didn't go to the doctor because I hate going to the doctor. And I figured they probably wouldn't do much for me anyway, but I took a few days to just rest. And then I haven't been streaming a lot or making a lot of videos because Wayne and I have been spending a lot of time together, reconnecting, talking, rebuilding, that sort of thing, and just kind of enjoying each other's company. We've just been like watching a lot of TV, movies, shows. We've been watching this really funny show called like My Crazy Ex. And he and I both have crazy exes, and we thought our exes were crazy. Oh my God, some of these exes on this show are crazy. Some of these things people do, it's just crazy. Absolutely insane. Hey Wayne, I didn't notice. Did you see that crazy bright orb? I can't wait to go back and look at that on review. Huge, crazy bright orb. That makes me want to do a spirit box session. Yeah. We really haven't been going out a ton. That's why we haven't been investigating or anything, because it's just too hot. Like, you cannot be outside for a long period of time. I mean, look, it's like, what time is it here? It's 1:30 in the morning here. And it's still hot and sweaty. Even in the middle of the night, it's like almost unbearable. So yeah, we've just sort of been avoiding the heat. When the heat passes, it's going to be so lovely here in New Orleans, and we are going to be doing a lot of stuff. So get ready. Another thing I just wanted to mention tonight too is I'm very saddened over the past couple of days because we heard about the death of somebody we really like. You may remember Wayne and I did an investigation at the Old Southern Funeral Home in Mississippi. It was really fun, really cool. We got a lot of cool evidence. And our host, Doyle, he just passed away a couple of days ago. He had a heart attack, and we were just so sad to learn about this. Doyle was the nicest guy. He was just the nicest guy. Everybody adored him. He was so friendly. He was so upbeat and positive. You know, one of those types of people that just never got into any drama. Everyone loved him. Everyone adored him. He was such a sweetheart, such a nice guy. He was in recovery. Great, fantastic guy. And I mean, this was just heartbreaking to hear about. Wayne and I were really devastated to hear about his passing. So we definitely extend our condolences, our thoughts and our prayers to his family and friends, because we loved this guy. He was just the nicest guy. I can't say it enough. So we were really, really sad to hear about that. So yeah, Doyle, I hope you had a speedy journey to the other side, and please feel free to visit us in spirit if you so choose, and we will always fondly remember that investigation and meeting you and just your personality. I knew immediately what a warm-hearted guy you were, and we are really going to miss you. We were so looking forward to seeing you again. We were going to go on that investigation with you at the jail. So, yeah, we're heartbroken. Heartbroken. Just an awful loss for the paranormal community. Really terrible. Hi, John. Hi, John from Australia. How are you doing? Are you feeling a little bit better? I hope so. Um, that's going to lead me into something else. And this isn't about you, John, but maybe you can get something from it. Actually, there's a couple of people I sort of have in mind. There's someone in the occult community who's very young. He's only like 18 years old. But he's one of those people that's sort of like really wise beyond his years. And I've always really liked him. Great guy. I'm involved in one of his groups, and I really, really like him a lot. He's going through a bit of a hard time right now. One of my own daughters is kind of going through a hard time right now. And, you know, when people I care about are struggling, you know, my mind gets going. And this is something I've been thinking about lately, and I did want to just talk about it briefly. And a lot of people are struggling right now. There was that crazy orb again. Did you see it, Wayne? Anyway, in this humidity, you cannot have decent makeup or decent hair. It's just impossible. My crazy hair is crazy right now. I have to wear it up because it's just too hot and sweaty. Anyway, there's a lot of people struggling right now. A lot of people. There's so many people out of work, having financial trouble. There's people having high anxiety and feeling panicky over the pandemic and over this whole COVID-19 thing. They're afraid of getting ill. I mean, I know people that are afraid to like leave their homes at all. I know people who haven't like hardly left their homes since this whole thing started. Imagine the cabin fever. I couldn't do it. But I'm not laughing at their misfortune. Like, to live in fear like that, it's torture, okay? And there's a lot of people struggling right now with anxiety. And I personally think that when the whole world, like, there's so much high anxiety going on that it sort of affects the collective. And that in itself can raise people's anxiety, especially for like all the empaths and the sensitives out there, okay? A lot of high anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of depression, a lot of worry, you know. I've mentioned this before, this expression from Buddha, you know, like, worry is useless because if a problem has a solution, it'll be solved. And if it doesn't, there's no sense worrying about it because you can't solve it. Okay? Simplistic, I know, but sometimes we struggle over things that really are sort of simple. You know, they have sort of like a simple solution, but it's just so hard for us to find it and get there. But for people that are having a hard time and struggling and going through some sort of crisis, anything like that, depression, anxiety, worry, if you're having financial trouble, relationship trouble, no matter what it is, certainly no guru, but I've been alive for half a century, and one thing that I've learned throughout my own personal struggles and trials is that it's very hard to recognize this when you're in it, okay? And it's usually only after you've gotten through it and some time has passed that you can sort of have this kind of retrospection. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, whatever. But these struggles, they help to carve who you are as a human being. And they usually make you stronger. They usually make you more confident because you know you can survive. And, it's that whole thing about failure as well. Failure is how we learn. Like, that teaches you something. And you have to understand that these struggles that you go through, they will sort of enrich you as a person. They will make you a stronger person, a more capable person, a more confident person, because when you get to the other side, you just will know that you have the strength to get through something really tough. And like I say, that does sort of help carve you into who you are today. Now, like, I look back on my life sometimes and I'm like, wow, it's been a shit show a lot of the time, I've had a lot of struggles, a lot of personal struggle. But I'm also really confident, and I'm not afraid of much because I've been through some really hard times and I know I can survive them and I know I can get through to the other side. So I have a lot of confidence in my strength as a human being. And yeah, part of like doing shadow work too is sort of embracing, that dark side of ourselves that's maybe hard to love. But all of these things really do help mold you, sculpt you into the person that you ultimately are going to be, and are. You have to embrace it all, you have to embrace it all. You cannot have a perfect life with all joy and happiness all the time. It doesn't happen for anyone. It doesn't happen for anyone. We all have trials and tribulations, and I know they're difficult. I don't think there's probably a human alive that at some point in their life hasn't thought, like, I just want to die. I can't do this anymore. It's too hard. Everybody feels that at some point in their life, whether they admit it or not. Everyone goes through that. But everyone also touches another life. There's no one that doesn't touch someone else. We're all connected. And I don't care who you are. If you died, there would be people that mourned you. And there would be people that would be affected. So please don't ever take your own life. It's just not the natural order of things. I believe, like, if you're elderly or if you have a very serious disease, you should have the right to take your own life. I believe that. But, and I'm not discounting emotional pain, but if you're feeling suicidal because of emotional pain, I beg you not to take your own life. Just don't do it. It won't fix things because your life won't be over. You just won't be in the physical body anymore. But you won't have solved your problems. So try and hang on. Seek out help. There's always somebody out there willing to listen. Certainly there are hotlines and whatnot for you to call. My door is always open to anybody who needs an ear, a shoulder, a little bit of encouragement, a laugh, something, please don't ever take your own life. There's someone out there who will be devastated by losing you. Okay? Try and hang on and just know that you will get to the other side and you will be okay and you will survive and then you will be stronger as a person. So that's my little, I guess, kind of pep talk. Although that wasn't too heavy, kind of depressing. But hey, it's kind of depressing times right now, people. Everybody's struggling. Look around. Everybody's having a hard time.
John wants to see a tattoo.
Oh, my tattoo? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to chat because I was getting all waxing philosophical. Sorry, John. It's very light. I don't know. Let me see if I can get the angle right. Ooh, let me see. I can't even figure out how to turn my body so you can see it. Maybe if I go this way? Ah, it's so hard. Can you see it? It's very light. It's very delicate. I did post a picture on my social media when I still had the plastic wrap on it. If you look on my Instagram or my Twitter, you can see it there. But yeah, I don't know. I might even have to have it touched up to be a little darker. We'll see when it's done healing. But he did a fantastic job. It's a really hard tattoo to do, a lot of straight lines. It's hard to do this type of tattoo. And on that note, I love this tattoo shop. I love the owner of the shop. I'm going back there to get my Ghost Queen logo tattooed. Trying to figure out where to put it. I'm starting to lean towards the shoulder, but I'm not positive. It could be my forearm. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where to put my Ghost Queen logo, but I will be going back to this tattoo shop, Catahoula Tattoo, and they are actually needing your vote right now. If you can help them out, do it for me, do it for Ghost Queen. If you're on my Facebook, I will be sharing the link there. Maybe I'll share it on Twitter and Instagram as well. He sent me it today, but I was out all day, so I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. But I'll be doing that in the morning, and I'll be posting it everywhere. And I know he needs votes, so if you can help me out by helping them out, I would love that. Thank you. Catahoula Tattoo, they're fantastic, and they have a fantastic logo. It's like a plague mask. Reminds me of Mortis the Wizard, and they actually will give out a tattoo for free of their logo, which I'm going to get that eventually as well. I have a few tattoos I want to get. I saw a very cute voodoo doll tattoo that I like. A bunch of cute tattoos. Yeah, Crystal, like I say, everybody I think is feeling that way right now. Like, we're all struggling a little bit, and trying to stay positive, and it can be hard. It really can, for everybody. But for me, what helps with that is comedy. Like, I love to laugh. I think laughter is great medicine. Wayne and we watch these little cartoons called Brew Stew. They're hilarious. I watch like the Southern Mama little clips, the comedian, all these comedians, they do these hilarious things, these little skits on YouTube and stuff and on Facebook. I watch those. They can really lift my spirits. Comedy is fantastic to try to lift your spirits. Laughing is a great medicine. Exercise. Exercise is great medicine. It gets those endorphins going. Great medicine. Music always lifts my spirits. The best way to turn around a shitty mood, I feel, is just distraction. It's like, change it up, do something different, then you've got to like change your state somehow. So you've got to distract yourself, whether it's doing a chore or doing something fun, art project, read a book, watch a movie, listen to music, watch some comedy, whatever. Call a friend on the phone, gab, gossip. Even getting on YouTube and watching like dumb drama, anything to take your mind off of your own problems. It can help, just a little distraction. I mean, these are scary times. We've never been through anything like this. It's like the whole world is just kind of shut down at the moment, you know? Although Switzerland isn't, or is it Sweden? I was just hearing one, I can't remember if it's Sweden or Switzerland, but they're not hardly doing anything different. I was like, ooh, I think I'd want to be there. I'm just catching up on the chat. Anyway, Wayne has been a great help to me to keep my spirits up over the past, it's been almost 2 months now. Um, we've been having a lot of fun together and just enjoying each other's company and reconnecting. And, he's my best friend. So it's nice to have your best friend around all the time. If I get down, he helps lift me back up. And hopefully I do the same for him. Hey, Robin. Hi, honey. How are you? Great to see you in the chat, my very good friend, Robin. She's been in the paranormal since the dawn of man. She's not really very active in the paranormal anymore because it's such a toxic community. But some of us keep plugging along. Robin, I think I saw a couple of really cool orbs. I don't know. I don't have my glasses on because Nyx chewed them up. My almost $600 eyeglasses. She chewed up and they're useless. So I don't have any eyeglasses at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of really bright orbs in the stream so far. I'm going to review it after it gets posted. And if they were bright orbs, which is what they looked like to me, I suppose they could have been a bug in the light, but it didn't look like a bug to me. They looked like orbs. I just don't want to say for sure until I review the stream. Wayne, did you see them? I've asked you 3 times. I'm not seeing you respond. Let me berate my boyfriend during the stream. Seriously though, did you see those orbs? Were they orbs or bugs? I think they were orbs, but I'm not positive. Yes, M. Rose. Absolutely. All the time, whether I want to or not. Oh, you said yes 4 times. So you saw those crazy orbs. Those were crazy bright orbs. Very playful. I hope they come back. All right, let's do this. If you want me to do a spirit box session, please show yourself again. If you have the energy to do so. The sound is so low because I need a good microphone because I'm so far from the laptop. Sorry. I'll try and speak up a little bit. It is late though, and I do have neighbors. Let's see if I can get closer. Let me pull my chair up so I'm a little closer to the laptop. Is that better? Yeah, I always get very playful spirits, playful orbs. When I was getting my tattoo, I did a quick spirit box session in the shop, and got a child voice come through. It's getting to the point where every time I do a spirit box session now, I get a child come through. Oh, you can hear? Okay. Oh, maybe that's why, Robin. I don't know. Anyway, um, those orbs were crazy. I just haven't seen an orb that bright, like a big bright orb like that, in ages, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel happy when I see them. Spirit activity here is crazy though. We've had I had a Ouija board thrown off the fridge, like thrown right off. I hear, like, I hear with my own ears spirit voices in the bedroom. Um, I think I was talking about this in the stream that got removed. This is an area that was very hard hit by Katrina. We have 2 houses just on our block that are still, boarded up, and have been since Katrina. This was a very hard hit area, very, very flooded here. So, your husband died 2 years ago and you keep having bad dreams. Why don't you contact me privately? You can email me at, why don't you email me at ghostqueenoracle@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to talk to you more in private. I'm sorry about that. But let's see if we can help you have that not happen anymore. My son is nonverbal and he connects to the other side all the time. They tell him jokes and play with him. Well, that's interesting, Crystal, because I don't like to say a lot because I get nervous my kids might watch my streams, but when my son was younger, he's a teenager now, but when he was younger, he and I could communicate, well, I don't know. Yeah, he and I could communicate telepathically, and it faded out as he got older. But I used to test it by sort of sending him words from the other room. Um, and all of my 4 children, when they were very, very young, would say things that let me know their clairs were wide open at that time. And I think it's like that with a lot of children, and then as they age, they lose a lot of it. But that's not the first time I've heard about a child that's nonverbal that can connect very easily with the other side. I don't know if it just makes their other clairs and senses stronger or what, but I've heard that before. But that's really cool. There's a book about a little girl who was nonverbal, and she talked about her experiences in the womb and stuff. It's crazy. If you're interested, hit me up and I'll send you a link to the book. It was really an interesting read. Is your son autistic? Because I do think there's a connection between autism and being able to connect. I just see that over and over and over. And I have Asperger's. Yeah, that's not uncommon, Crystal. I've heard that over and over again. Yeah, there's something about autism that, I don't know, makes it easier. Something about the wiring of our brains. But, I get overwhelmed too, and I put a lot of walls and shields up, I don't want to connect all the time, I really don't. I can get really overwhelmed by it all. a lot overwhelms me. But that's not uncommon either for autistic people. But obviously, I'm high functioning, not as severe as other people can be on the spectrum. So, and I feel for people who have more severe autism because it certainly isn't easy, even if you're high functioning. You know, it isn't easy. It's not an easy journey by any means, and a very misunderstood one, I think, by many people in the world. But that's a topic for another show. So, I don't know. Should I try and do a spirit box session? What do you think, Wayne? Do you think it'd be too noisy? Like, is that too rude to do it outside? But I really kind of want to do one. I'm gonna grab a box. Did I just see the orb again? Yeah, I feel like the spirits are like dying to have a session. Yeah, I mean, Crystal, I feel for you. I know that's got to be tough. It's really hard to be a special needs parent. Kudos to you. But I also think that you've got to be a very special person to be able to do that and to do it well. So glad to have you here. I'm not sure what you're saying, Mahash. All right. If you can bear with me for one moment, I'm going to grab a box. I'm back. Okay. I am going to do a quick session, but it's probably going to be a pretty quick session because it is late here. I don't want to disturb my neighbors too much. So I'm going to try to run the box kind of quiet. More quiet than I normally do, but I'll just try to hold it close to the laptop. Hey, Bruce. Thanks for coming in. Ooh, and my battery's low. I don't have my computer plugged in, so if the stream ends abruptly, that's what happened. But I'll do a very quick session. Before my battery dies. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the box right up to the computer. I'll turn the volume way down. Did you hear the kid's voice straight away? Hey spirits, it's Heather, Ghost Queen.
No.
Who are those crazy orbs? I heard them say orb.
Here.
Did they say it's friendly? I know they're friendly. Hi. I thought I heard them say Pat. Are the spirits that we hear in the bedroom, are they victims of Katrina? Did they just say I'm a huge fan? That's very sweet. I love you guys. Yeah. What do you have to say about the coronavirus? You're tired of it? We're tired of it too.
Or is it?
Kid's voice. Cool whisper.
And clear it. Oh, really? No. You're. Here's the thing. Go. I. Stay.
Can the child come through quickly before I shut the box off?
All day long.
Good night, John. Thanks for coming in. Keep your chin up.
What I say? Quarantine.
All right, I'm gonna end the session.
3.
Thanks for whoever
Yeah,
came forward to communicate. Sorry guys, I didn't want to do a long session because it's so late. I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Can we see the orb one last time before I end the stream? Those orbs were phenomenal. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up because it is a little late. I should have streamed earlier. Maybe I'll stream earlier tomorrow night. We'll see. Thanks to everybody who came in to chat.